Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP Diamond Dallas Page. And you, monkey, you're listening to the Potsy and Tino show. And that's not a bad thing, monkey. That's a good thing. Bang!
All right.
Yo, monkeys.
Nothing major. We're talking about what's her name giving up her title, and then we'll do.
Well, we're on the air now, so.
Oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world.
Why say something?
Well, because I had the music going and everything else. I thought you knew we were already.
I thought you were showing me that you got it up there now. That's what I was like, dude, that's cool. Let's do that, motherfucker.
Well, I knew we wanted to start like as soon as both of us showed up.
All right.
So.
Fucking bastard. I wasn't ready. I went and realized that's why I say it's dark, and I thought you were going to turn your head around again.
Anyway,
I'm still sitting. Fucker.
Well, we're on now.
You're a bitch.
Our theme song, as always, is brought to you by Adam's Askcast, called The Wrestling Song. Is available on iTunes for now.
Some bitches been in.
They've been in here like posting since 8:15. Oh, y'all are late. Okay.
Well, I knew Rob would be late, so that's why.
Joe Low wrote diarrhea is serious.
Yeah, what if I had the shit?
I know, right? I know. So, but we're here. Here's what's funny is I showed up late. I messaged him about 10 minutes ago saying I'm going to be late, thinking that you were already going to be in, remotely. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I hear, bloop, bloop, and I was like, oh shit, Tino's here.
you text me. You said I'm here, and I went, no, me too.
So, so if you notice, we got new little logos in the corner. I can actually change those if you want. So we can go to this one.
Oh shit.
We can go to the Price is Right if we want. We can go to that one.
I want that one on the shirt. That would be fun. That would be funny.
That one, by the way, has the two guys on it for a T-shirt, so you can order that one.
Rob's been busy this weekend, so go buy our shit.
Yeah. So we got that one. We got the Good, the Bad, the Ugly right here. We got
do a Walking Dead one. That'd be cool.
We got this one is Jackie Brown. We got
bored this weekend.
We got the Mario.
Yeah, I saw that one.
We got the NWO Red and Black. We got my favorite though is this one.
So what's that one?
That's the neon light one that has the sparkles and whatever. So yeah. Although this one is actually close to Money in the Bank.
Okay.
So yeah. So I was.
What about with the little guys? Can you put us up at the bottom? Our little.
No, nothing like that today. But
because you did before, it had.
And I can again.
I just think it's funny because now you got the one that looks like me now, so I think I like that one. That was
fun. well, yes. So and by the way, folks,
usually you give me a countdown and say, "Okay, here we go." You just start. I'm just fucking blah 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 blah.
That's why I was like, "We're live."
You didn't. You hit the.
No. I said when you started talking, I was like, "We're live," but
he's an ass.
Well, it's because we were already late. So
all right. I want to give it to you, but damn, you should have told me before you hit the. I thought you were showing me that you could do it now without using your fucking phone holding it up.
I mean, I still created some cool shit.
Bitch.
And I got you to pop.
They didn't see that.
So the whole time, like I created these graphics, and here I'll post another one of the graphics up so that everyone can see it. I did that because I was like, well, Tino said that Apple doesn't give him the option of putting a white beard on. So so I created a white beard for you.
That's awesome. Did you leave some of the blacks in there too?
No. It's just a white. Well, it's got a little bit of gray and white. But like, and what's funny is when I was doing it, somebody was watching me do it, and they're like, well, you got a little white here. I was like, yeah, I'm not putting the gray in his. I'm not putting the white in mine. I'm just, but the little tuft of hair and everything.
I was like, he's like, that's my tuft of hair. I'm like, oh.
So Tino, we always start the show. What's up with you, sir?
Well, like I said, I didn't realize the fucking show had started.
Well, now let everybody know.
Fucking show. No, this past weekend I went to Hickory, which was interesting because Saturday was 420. So let me explain to you how I play at a bar, and next to this bar has one of those vape shops that also sells the edibles and the stuff that goes in. So yeah, it was fun times, and and everybody was happy. They were happy and had a good time between the liquor and the edibles and the woo, and they tipped. I like when they get drunk and high because they play this song, and I'll lie. I'm like, you know the song? I got a 20. I'll play it. So somebody came up to me, asked me, do you know Wagon Wheel?
No.
Do you know any Hootie? And he held up a 50. Let her cry.
Do you know any Hootie?
He was drunk and high.
What is your Twitter handle?
They don't know.
What is your Twitter
Hootie
handle?
Fan 91.
And what did Fubar and I call you for
Hootie.
5 years?
Yeah. So I had to play that one out.
Play some Hootie!
I had to play that one out. Like, no, because he was drunk. And then there's then of course they had and it's gonna sound bad when I say this, but you have the drunk white girl comes up. Can you play any black music? So I got to I'm like, what the fuck you want to play? Hootie! I'm like, bitch, get out my face.
Didn't you just hear me play Let Her Cry?
That was before I played Let Her Cry.
Oh.
She wanted Hootie. I'm like, that's what you want to hear? I'm like,
that's not black music.
I'm like,
is that what you told her?
No, I told her. I said,
okay.
I got a lot of that. I said, and I got Wagon Wheel. You want to hear that one too? She didn't think like it's black this country. And I played Ignition Remix. And so she was happy. And we did, and then I did my medley, what I did to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She lost her mind. You thought. Yeah, so that's what I was dealing with. That's what I was dealing with. And that's why my tip bucket was full. Because I was able to. He's
upset about this, but he's not.
Mm-mm.
He wants to be upset about it because he wants people to respect the music.
No, I don't want you to be ignorant and come up and ask me stupid. You think she'd have walked up in you and said, "Can you play any black music?" And I had a white guy playing with me. So you know any black music? I looked at his name's Chris Day. Day. He just shook his head. And then she's the same one. So we were playing With or Without You. And she was drunk. And this guy comes in and he sells tacos. These fucking tacos are phenomenal. So she's eating the taco and she's drunk, standing in front of us, dropped her taco. So I changed the lyrics. You dropped your taco. And you know what the fucked up part? We did it in harmony. You can't, you stupid bitch. You dropped your taco. In harmony. And she would, when somebody's too drunk to realize that you're talking shit to them, but everybody else in the fucking room laughs.
Oh yes.
Yes. That's what she.
Oh yes.
And she tried to play it off. She tried to pick it up off the floor. I'm like, you're not going to eat that taco off a bar floor. That's when her friends came and got her. Because she had picked it up and scooped all the shit back in it and had folded it. And I'm just that asshole. I'm like, you gonna eat it? I'm not going to tell you not to eat it. Her friends stopped her. I'm like, I told the dude to come up like, you got some more taco sauce? She's gonna need them. And he bought her taco sauce and she put it on there. He didn't know everybody in that bar knew she had dropped that taco.
Yep.
You know, people walking there, you throwing up, spilled drinks.
I'm getting ready to throw up, and this is my house.
So and then the owner, he was there. I hadn't seen him in a while, so he goes, hey, and his wife was there, and she's like, he makes this fruity drink, and you won't ever. I'm like, what's it called? He goes, I don't know. I just take all the fruity liqueurs and put them in there. I'm like, give me one. So he got behind the bar and poured it. Dude, I drank 2 of those. I'm like, that's not bad. Yeah, about 20 minutes later, on top of the crown that I've been drinking.
Ain't driving home from Hickory.
I never do.
I know. You always get a hotel room.
But between that and then they were making fucking, because it's 420, they were making liquid marijuana shots. So I had to sit in that bar. I probably didn't leave it. I stopped drinking because we started. Excuse me. Just thinking about it.
You still haven't finished it.
Yeah. So we played till 2. I stopped drinking at 12, but I still don't think I was that good by 2. I was good enough to where the lines weren't doing this anymore.
And it was just liqueur. So it was like 15%.
No, it was 2 of those, but then the crown shots and then the liquid. No, I was doing shots, is what I'm saying.
And you're on like Ozempic, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to drink at all. How did that feel?
It didn't affect me. Now Sunday when I woke up,
shit.
I was hung. No, I was hung. I was like, oh my god, my head. And trying to and driving home, I'm like, oh my head. I wasn't drunk anymore, but it was like
this.
Yeah, I wasn't drunk. I was just
no. But that
Like,
headache.
oh yeah. That lightheadedness.
I hate those feelings.
And I'm like, I can't do that anymore, man. I'm getting too old to be. But it was fun. and the owner's like, he was like, so I'm still talking about this show, but
I know. I want to let everybody know you've gone 12 minutes now.
Yeah. So, yeah. But it's been funny.
It has. I'm not
because it entertained
I'm
me.
tripping.
It made me pop. So he goes, hey, didn't you say you DJ'd? I'm like, yeah, bitch, I told you last year I DJ'd. So what he's saying, and what I've been trying to do, because I only go up on once a month every Saturday, on a Saturday.
So he's trying to get you to play Sunday.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to get it, but he's trying to get it back to back. So the Saturdays that I play that Friday night before, I DJ there, and then come back and we do our show Saturday. So it makes more sense. So it's
Nicole gonna let you?
Yeah, because it makes sense money wise.
And
it's once a month. It's once a month.
I hear that.
I leave Friday. I come back Sunday.
I hear that.
So, and it's like what I like to do. It makes me happy.
Absolutely.
She's cool.
Absolutely.
So and she's like, every once in a while, like sometimes I'll get on. She goes, don't you need to go somewhere? You need to go to Rob's. Anytime you go to Hickory again, I'm gonna start getting on her nerves.
Oh yeah, so you've been home too long.
Yeah, somewhere you need to be.
Remote work sucks.
Yep. And that's what, and again, what you guys heard, because I didn't know the show fucking started. But I was talking to Nicole before I left. She goes, you gonna drive out there? I'm like, but I've been in a house all day. It's like I need to get out.
Yeah.
And if I'm, I'll get out and I'll be home the rest of this week.
And I was designing graphics all day, so because I really wanted to pop you on it.
Yeah, you told me I had a surprise for me. I didn't know what I was like. Oh, shit.
and I wouldn't show it. So normally, just so everybody knows, normally when I create a new graphic for the show or something, I post it and I send it to him, and I'm like Tino, you got to check this out. And tonight I was like, no, I'm gonna surprise him. I want to see him laugh about it.
That shit was hilarious.
And when he saw the white on his what's funny is when I was creating it, my friend Lexi, she was like, his beard ain't that white. I've seen him. And I'm like, shh, it's okay. He'll be cool with it. It just means I don't have to update it later.
Yeah, right. Because it's gonna get whiter.
And she goes, but yours has some white. I was like, I'm not putting my white in. I'm like we can pretend mine isn't that. And I was like, I'm also trying to make it look like it's still that Apple thing, right? So just so you know, just so everybody knows, the thing at the beginning of the show told everybody you can go to tpublic.com/users/rpodcheck and actually order our new gear. It's not as hard as some of that other shit we
Okay.
used to have up
Yeah.
there. Users/r Potchak. So okay, that's it. And at the end of the show, it'll be up there again. You get to see it. My point though is that like I put 10 new designs up there of Potsy and Tino gear. Okay,
They're nice.
There's like 12 designs, but 2 of them already are in review because the Mario one, for whatever reason, it immediately got flagged. And I have no idea why. And I was like, screw this. I'm just gonna keep putting up other designs and we'll see what sticks.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's the so Tino and I, by the way, over the next couple weeks, you'll see us as they actually show up. We'll be wearing some of the new gear.
Mm-hmm.
I also bought you a surprise.
Oh fuck.
So it's not a hat or anything. Like we'll get the hats at some point, but we're not there yet. Because I gotta go to a different site to get hats. Yeah, I can get a hood. I can get a like a toboggan or a toque, if you will. I can get those made with the logo, but the TeePublic doesn't do like trucker hats.
I do Vista Print. That's what I do my business.
Well, and Vista Print says they'll do them, but they want to do print on it rather than stitching. The stitching becomes a $30 hat, and it's like $30 for a hat. Man, fuck that. Anyways, so just so everybody knows what's going on with me.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Zor number 2. In stores, finally, ready to go. And just so everybody knows, finished the script for Zor number 3.
You send me the picture, and I'll go tell him what I said.
Go ahead.
Rob sent me the picture of Tino the plumber, and he still has the mustache. I'm like, what's up with the gray beard?
Where's the gray beard? And I'm like, he didn't have it in the last one. It's not like he grew it in 8 seconds.
And I told him, I said, man, being a plumber's hard. It's stress.
But then, so the page I sent him actually showed not only Tino the plumber. It's actually, by the way, an entire page spread.
I didn't see the damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Till you told me, like,
and
because it blended in so good, I didn't see it.
So just so everybody knows, there's a scene where the 2 general flies are flying up, and Tino the plumber is getting his stuff ready, and he's all doopa 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 doopa, like literally. I think I had him say doopa doopa doop because he's like,
don't say doopa
because it's funny.
Because
it's funny. Doopa doopa, dirty.
Now, if this goes in the cartoon, I'm not voicing no doopa doopa doop.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So anyway, so the 2 flies fly up. They're wearing like fighter pilot helmets. It's hilarious. Like Michael is like killing it on the artwork. So it's an
It's gonna be awesome.
So the final issue, by the way, is almost 50% larger than either of the first 2 issues. It's like 29 pages in actual story, because I wanted it really to feel like epic, right?
Okay.
And
that's volume 3.
So issue 3 will be 29 pages of story and art. And normally a comic book, just so everybody knows, is 20 pages.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's 45% larger, and it's epic. Okay. Right. Like it feels like the extended ending of, a major movie. And so I sent it over to a buddy of ours, Cliff Blazinski. Guy created Gears of War, a couple other things. He's recently worked on a comic book called Scrapper. And I sent it over to him, and I was like, hey, I don't have the colored pages yet, but I got the entire script and I got the black and white pages. Sending it over to you, want to know your opinion of it, see if I stuck the landing, right? And he goes, dude, Hart killed it, stuck the landing.
Sweet. All right, can't wait to
and I was like, that's what I needed to hear, because the entire time I was writing the dialogue for the last issue, I was like, I gotta nail it. And I started getting worried. And it's not something that normally hits me. Like now I'll go through one more time and I might add a couple more lines of dialogue, or I might subtract some things that seem like they're too repetitive in it. Just when Michael sends me over the artwork, because that's what an editor does. Hey, you're here. We said this. We said this the exact same thing. Like in the very next panel, we can delete one, whatever.
Okay.
But I know from the first 2 issues that we hit something. Something was great with this book. So I knew with the final issue, it needed to continue that feel. And the first 2 issues were completed months ago. So Michael has been a little, I love the guy. He's been a little bit behind. But when all of a sudden he got told, hey, it's got to be in by this day in May, he was like, it'll only take me 3 weeks to get it done. Like, I'll be good, whatever. And I'm like, are you like, because I hadn't written the dialogue yet. So I wrote the entire plot, and I was waiting for the artwork so that I could sit there and put the dialogue. And he sends me all the black and white artwork this week, and I was like, it took me like an hour to write all the dialogue, and I'm like, God, I hope it's good. Like you start worrying that what you've written doesn't hit on the same level as like the last 2.
So you don't write the dialogue till you get the pictures. So do you have an idea what you want to say, and you tell him, or he sends you the artwork and you write to the artwork?
So great question, and we'll try to move this right on to wrestling right after this. No. It really is a great question, and it's something. So normally, when I write a book, I write all the scenes, all the dialogue, and everything is all in there, right? With this, I asked him, I was like, would you prefer if I just write the plot per page or whatever, like what I expect to see on the pages, and kind of have some dialogue in mind? Or would you rather me writing a full script? And he goes, oh, I'm good with just the plot. So you just plot out each page, like what you expect to see on each page, and then I'll send it back as the artwork. And so in comic books, that's called the Marvel method.
Okay.
Stan Lee, who back in the 60s was writing like 8 books a month, was doing it that way. He'd give a 2-page plot, and he wouldn't even. So I call it a modified Marvel method, because I was at least going page 1 this, page 2 this, page 3 this, and Stan Lee would go 2 paragraphs. This is what happens in the issue. Send it off to the artist. The artist would draw 22 pages of comics, send it back over to Stan, and he would put all the words in.
Shit.
So when Stan Lee gets credited being the creator of Silver Surfer and this character, he really didn't create any of those people, because he's like, the character Galactus has someone with him, blah, 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 blah. And then you literally had Jack Kirby, the artist of it, fill it in by going, this guy is silver skinned and blah, blah, blah. And he would draw this character and he'd be all shiny and everything. And then they send it off to the colorist, color it. And when it got back to Stan, he's like, the Silver Surfer. Right?
Okay.
And you're like,
well, that sucks.
Well, it sucks because
he gets credit for it.
He got credit for all of it.
He didn't do it.
When in comics, we all know that Jack Kirby had just as much to do with 6 of those 8 titles Stan Lee was writing, because Jack Kirby was doing 120 pages of artwork a month, right? And killing it. Like,
so why didn't he get credit?
He does now, but he doesn't get the same kind of credit. So in an opposite thing, when you look at who created Batman, you have Bob Kane. Bob Kane was the artist. Bob Kane did not write the stories. A guy by the name of Bill Finger wrote the stories. And that's why when they finally did Batman versus Superman, if you look at the credits, it says Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. And by the way, they were the writer and artist team.
Okay.
So that's one where they actually got it right. Both of those guys got credit for creating Superman. But then when it says Batman was created by Bob Kane with Bill Finger. So the Finger family finally was able to get credit for some of it, but it's still with Bill Finger.
So this is interesting. Well, I don't have a lot. I want to talk about wrestling. We'll get to wrestling, but
we do have quite a bit, but not 2 hours.
Not 2 hours. So like Stan Lee's family, now that he's dead, they get all the royalties.
No,
you know what I mean. So like when Bob Kane, will Finger's family get any piece of the Batman? You know what I'm saying?
So I've met Bill Finger's granddaughter. Her name's Athena. She's actually a really sweet person. She's an amazing human being. Met her at Heroes Con a couple of years ago. She, because of who she is, and okay. There is a wonderful documentary called, I think it's called Batman and Me, and it's all about trying to find out who the writer was.
I think I've seen something. I never watched it though.
Whoever the writer was, to try to get him credit for creating Batman. Because if Bill Finger had never been part of Batman would have never been the detective. He would have never had Robin. He would have never had the Joker. None of that stuff would have existed because Bill Finger created a bunch of that stuff. Now, Bob Kane's contract basically said that Bob Kane got credit for everything associated with Batman. And this is why even in the 1989 Michael Keaton movie, when Bob Kane was still alive, Bob Kane was sitting here doing these doodles and stuff and was in the movie as the police person drawing what everyone depicted as the Batman, right? So yeah, that's the way comics are. Like comics are a collaborative effort in most cases.
So when you write a comic,
sure,
do you share billing? You know what I mean? So are you? You know what I'm saying? Because you create the characters too. Though you create this.
There you go.
The story and the character.
There's a difference, and the people that I've worked with up until now have mostly all agreed that the images that I gave them and the story that I gave them is my creation. And the contract they sign is work for hire, which means they're being hired to draw the comic that I created.
Okay.
So I keep all rights to almost everything. Zor was different.
He sent it to you.
Michael came to me and he said, "Hey, are you serious about wanting to write something that I draw?" And I was like, "Absolutely. Like, what do you got?" And he sent me the drawing and he goes, "Write it." And I was like, "Write what? Like, I see a picture. He looks awesome, but what is he?" And he goes, "You're the writer. Figure it out." Right?
So in that case, you guys share it.
Correct.
Okay.
And he even said, "This is 50-50 us."
Okay.
And by the way, he did more work on the book than I did. He colored it. He lettered it. I wrote and I edited it. So when I see that something doesn't look right, like today, he sent me the first page of artwork from number 3 that he'd already colored, and I was like, "Is there any way to add like tears to the eyes?"
So everything else you've done, junior high, Stone, all that,
everything is me, in terms of ownership. And the reason why, and by the way, with Eric, who drew almost every issue of Junior High Horrors and who's drawing Stonker, I've asked him, "Do you want ownership of any of this stuff?" He's like, "No, man, it's yours. You came up with it. You designed the characters. And I'm like, okay.
So, having said that, though, if Junior High Horror or Stonker becomes a cartoon, can he come back and be like, "Hey"?
So Eric knows, for example, when it comes to Eric Kent, the artist of Junior High Horrors and the artist of Stonker, I've already said, if anything comes from that and we get a cartoon or anything, I'm going to ask that you are part of it.
That's okay.
And the reason why is because legitimately, while I created it, while I designed the characters, while I did all that stuff,
he worked hard too.
He busted his ass on it. He deserves something for it. Now it might say created by Rob Pochak with Eric Kitt.
But you created it. That's the difference in that.
Correct.
It's your characters, your story.
Correct.
Different than Stan Lee and Bob Kane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, and the unfortunate thing when it comes to Stan Lee is that Stan Lee is regarded as this wonderful human being who created thousands of characters. He created a bunch, but he was never an artist.
Okay.
Like you're not gonna find artwork of Stan Lee's drawing of Spider-Man. He didn't draw Spider-Man.
The Hulk.
No.
None of them. Damn.
No. The Hulk was drawn by Jack Kirby.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four was Jack Kirby.
God.
In fact, I have X-Men #5 right over there, and in X-Men #5, it's drawn by Jack Kirby. It was written by Stan Lee, but it's drawn by Jack Kirby.
Kind of disappoints me and pisses me off at the same time.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
I just feel bad.
What should piss you off is
he gets credit and the other guy doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
All this time, and see, because I like some of movies, I'm not into it like that, so I didn't realize that. I'm thinking Stan Lee was like, oh, you did all, and then to hear that, it's kind of like, man, that's kind of fucked up. No disrespect. I'm not taking anything away from him.
No. But you know what? He only deserves half the credit.
Yes.
And in some cases, he deserves even less than half the credit. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer. Thanks for that, but we're good. So, and when it comes to the comic book side, more often than not, one person or the other gets left out. So even today, you'll go online and you'll see James Gunn, the new CEO of DC DC movies, Coat, because it's him and Peter Safran. So see, I almost didn't give full credit there. Yeah. Where he'll sit there and say, "This story by Grant Morrison, this story by Mark Waid, this story." But what they're not saying is this story by Mark Waid was actually Mark Waid and Alex Ross. This story by Grant Morrison was Grant Morrison and this artist. They're not including everybody. And by the way, I think some of that is because as a writer, James Gunn looks at the writers. Mm-hmm. I don't think he necessarily considers the same thing when it comes to the artist, but you'd never have those designs for those characters. George Perez, who passed away 2 years ago, I think, one of the most amazing human beings you would ever meet, was one of the most phenomenal artists. Like, he drew Crisis on Infinite Earths. He drew JLA versus Avengers. So when they actually put the Marvel and DC characters together, he created this cover that had like 1,600 characters on it, right? He passed away. When he passed away, his writing partner, Marv Wolfman, spoke really nicely of him and everything else. And it's because they were truly collaborative. But when you think about those stories, like the whole reason why Nightwing is Nightwing instead of just being another Robin is because in 1981, George Perez and Marv Wolfman created Nightwing from Robin. Okay. Dick Grayson grew up. He finally became an adult. And if without George Perez's designs, that character was still just going to be known as Robin. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like all of that, it's crazy to think about. There's so many different things when it comes to comic books, but and I'm sorry for really jumping in and going along with this.
No, I started that whole thing.
I hope it actually like gave people some elements like but you know, like, and here's a big one. The Deadpool Wolverine trailer came out today, right?
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, we'll watch it. We'll watch it on the 4K screen when we get done the show. But here's the thing: the two guys that created Deadpool hate each other. They hate each other.
Wow.
Well, one of them's Rob Liefeld, who, by the way,
what's that name something?
Because I created a book called Ex Liefeld.
That's yeah.
Okay. And the other guy was Fabian Nicieza. Fabian Nicieza was the writer
for Deadpool.
So when you consider, okay, Rob Liefeld created the character, but when he started running his mouth and everything. Who wrote that?
Yeah.
Fabian Nicieza did. Now, granted, there's some debate there specifically because Deadpool actually didn't really start running his mouth the way that is
Ryan Reynolds.
Common nomenclature at this point, the Ryan Reynolds version, until a guy by the name of Joe Kelly started writing him. But he still was, they call him the Merc with a mouth.
Okay.
When they call him the Merc with a mouth, well, the picture was Rob Liefeld. The mouth was Fabian Nicieza.
Okay.
Those two guys will not sign the same first appearance copy of Deadpool now.
Oh, shit.
They hate each other that much.
Okay.
And anybody can correct me on that, but as far as I know, neither of them will actually sign the same book. Well, I've met Rob Liefeld, asked for his approval to write Ex Liefeld. He gave it to me. Went to Fabian Nicieza, tried to hand him a copy of Ex Liefeld, and he said, "Get that shit out of my face." And then he recanted. He said, "Hold on. Did you create this?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "I apologize for acting like that. Here's the fact. I have tried for 25 years to separate myself from that other creator. I don't want to be associated with him. So I will humbly say no to taking a copy of your book." And I was like, "Hey, I totally appreciate that." Like, I didn't like how you started the conversation, but the fact that you were man enough to actually, and it wasn't because he saw that I was a little disgruntled and I was a little upset. I'm like, "Well, I'm just trying to give you a copy of my book," and when I did that, he was like, "I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to humbly decline because I've been trying to distance myself from that person for this long." I got it. I said, "Okay, cool." Went about my business. But that shows you how much two people can hate each other because one person gets credit, the other person doesn't. And in comics nowadays, a lot of people tend to think that more of the credit should go to the writer than the artist. And in the 90s, it was always the artist got credit, the writer didn't. Yeah. And it's kind of flip-flopped, and it's really crazy, and it blows my mind. It really does. Anyways, Zor #2 comes out on Wednesday this week. Super excited about it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be in Fayetteville, North Carolina for Fayetteville Comic-Con, and then we're off to the races because Zor #3 comes out in June. I'll be at Heroes Con for June. Hopefully, I'll have Zor #3, so I'll have 1, 2, and 3 at that show, as well as Immortal Ultraviolet #1.
So you're 3 days in Fayetteville?
I drive up Friday night,
oh.
So yes, I'll be there midday Friday through Sunday, but the convention itself is Saturday, Sunday.
All right.
So that's what's going on with that. Tino, we do have quite a bit to go through when it comes to pro wrestling, because last night was AEW Dynasty.
Did you watch it?
I watched some of it.
How? Did you pay for it?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, you did the same thing we did last time?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Sleep on it?
What? No. I was out and I watched it with T.
Okay.
Let's just talk about that really quickly. A couple of things I want to point out specifically.
I didn't watch it at all.
So Willow Nightingale won the TBS championship,
but I know her #1 contender now.
And guess who came out and actually looked right at her in the face and caused that whole stare down? Yes, it was Mercedes Moné or Money.
I think she's saying Money now.
I think she's saying Money. Yeah. So I think it's Mercedes Money and Willow Nightingale. It really is a disservice to Julia Hart and what she has accomplished leading up to her winning that title, because she went from being not even a valet to being one of the better female performers on AEW's roster.
I think Mercedes, what do you call Sasha, as a veteran, should have known better. And what I've read, there was a veteran at the very last match who rolled out the ring and let the person have his shine, which was classy. You didn't like that either, did you?
Well, no, because I want to talk about a different match.
Okay, well, I'm saying the differences in the veterans.
Yeah.
Let that person have their time. Don't just automatically come out. You
Oh, no.
disrespected Julia, and Julia worked her ass off. She was a damn thing near Mandy Rose, rising to that Mandy Rose level. She wasn't Mandy Rose yet.
That's a really good, yeah.
As far as work, as far as where she came from, where she started, she came in that company as a cheerleader for Brian Pillman, another dude. Remember?
Yeah,
she was their cheerleader.
Yeah,
and now to see this change, her work, I won't say work ethic, her work. She improved
the work that she put on.
Yes,
when you saw her in the ring.
Yes,
she got better every time she went.
And that was very disrespectful from what for her to just, they're like, okay, yeah, you're not the champ anymore. Gone. We're gonna move on to this next thing. And I'm so big that I can come in and not only disrespect you, but you also let fucking Willow have her moment, right?
Yeah.
She could have done that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
She could have done that on Wednesday.
And it would have been better on Wednesday.
Yes. Okay.
So by the way, I feel like that was a common theme of this pay-per-view. And what you're saying, I guess, about the Swerve and Samoa Joe match, absolutely. Samoa Joe did the right thing. He got out of the ring. He let Swerve have, and Swerve really did have one of those WrestleMania-style moments at the end. Totally fair. Absolutely. But I mean, like it seemed to be a constant theme was that the crowd response, crowd reaction, and how they should handle these moments was all falling on deaf ears.
I read about one. I think I know what you're about to talk about.
I'm going to talk about the FTW title. Where
all I've read all day is they're like,
go home, Jericho, go home was the chant.
So I didn't watch it, so I'm going to let you.
And I mean, it was loud.
Really?
And Jericho beat Hook in the middle of the ring and took the FTW title. And the crowd just kept chanting, go home, Jericho, go home. And it like, reading up on it after the fact, I read the Bleacher Report like grading because I read it every time that there's a pay-per-view.
That's how I was reading as it was going. So I wouldn't mention.
And it basically broke it down as, if there's somebody that needs to go away for 6 months before they come back for a final run, it's Jericho. And this fell on deaf ears. The fact that he went over on Hook, like, can you save the story? Yes. But first of all, Hook doesn't need the fucking FTW title. The FTW title needs to go away.
Yeah. So I like that they took it off him because he can move on now.
Sure.
He can, maybe face Roddy. Maybe get the Intercontinental, whatever that is that Roddy has,
or international title,
or the one that the one that the other one has that he beat Colorado. What's his name?
Oh, Roderick Strong.
No, not Takeshi. What's it? Moneymaker, whatever his name is. He's got that belt.
Oh, Okada. Yeah.
Okada. But yes, I'm sorry.
So the Okada match, Bleacher Report gave it an A rating.
Because Okada was that it?
No, it was excellent.
Okay.
It was a great match. But why the fuck are you going to take Pac, who is just returning from injury, put him in that match, and make him lose? Like, again...
I can tell you why. I know who's probably in on that booking.
Well, I bet...
Fucking young fucks. And I'm pissed at them too.
Well, and okay.
I didn't watch it, but I
here
that was going to happen.
Well,
because even Bleacher Report that I read,
didn't tell me it was. We knew it was going to happen, but
even the Bleacher Report was like when that I read the Bleacher Report too. Said even Bleacher Report said we knew when that turned into a tournament and the Young Bucks were put into it. It was a foregone conclusion.
Here's the problem I had. Based on what Bleacher Report said for that match, here you go. It said the Young Bucks dominated FTR the entire match. And they did.
They no-sold. If I didn't see the match, but if I know the Young Bucks, they probably, I'm sure FTR, being the professionals they are, they probably took the bumps and sold, but the Young Bucks aren't because they're the EVPs.
Well, once again, this goes all the way back to even when they did the best of 7 series for the trios titles and all this other stuff. I've been saying all along, these two will hit their finisher on everybody, but won't allow the finisher to be hit on them. They will do everything, and I am tired of it. I am so sick and tired of it. And
and they don't have anybody built to take the Young Bucks. If FTR can do it, they don't have another tag team built.
No, and unfortunately, FTR just re-signed their contract, so they can't even say we want out. And that's the problem we run into with AEW booking. This literally is Tony Khan going, well, what can I do for you guys? Can I sit there and give you the titles again? What do you want? I'm so mad at CM Punk. Can you guys go out there on TV and talk about CM Punk for me? Because I don't like going on TV. Fuck him.
Fuck this shit. I have a major announcement.
My major announcement is that we're going to show the footage from CM Punk. I'm tired of it. I am so fucking tired of it. And this is why I consistently do not care how good the matches are at a AEW show, because they do this. Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Apparently, Danielson legitimately got injured taking Ospreay's finisher. Ospreay is the one that helped him to the back. And when they went to the back, apparently AEW's Instagram today was sitting there showing video footage of it.
What's Ospreay's finisher?
I don't know what.
That fucking, they call it this blade, whatever. He hits
the hidden blade
in the back of the head.
Yeah. Good.
If you have someone,
I think I know where you're going with this.
Let's just say gets concussed regularly if the wind blows. Why are you going to take a shot to the back of the head as hard as Ospreay throws that elbow?
So it was not a concussion issue. It looked like it was either a blown out shoulder, blown out knee. Like I couldn't even tell, but it literally was. He had to be helped to the back. Ospreay is the one that helped him to the back, and you could hear him sitting there going, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Like and when they finally got him on the table in the back, Danielson's like, "Can you get the fucking cameras out of here?" And that was it.
Oh shit.
And I don't know what else got said, what else got done, but it looked like it was an arm, shoulder, kind of like, it didn't look like it was a neck or head.
Question, because this motherfucker needs to fucking just stop or kills himself in the ring.
There are ways to have successful, safe matches, and most of them don't include a diving headbutt. Most of them do not include getting kicked in the back of the head.
I got a bum knee, so I'm gonna just jump off. I'm gonna do a knee drop on you every chance I get.
I mean, sure.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Trust me, dude. I get it. This is Hulk Hogan. Towards the end of his career, stopped doing the leg drop.
Yeah, because he fucking shortened his.
Because he lost 4 inches of height because of compacting his vertebrae. He knows he did that. Fucking, we hear all the time, Randy Orton shouldn't do the RKO anymore because it could be damaging to his neck and his back. You can look at him and see that he strengthened his neck and his back to where it's probably not going to be an issue. And he'll be able to live out his career doing it. But don't be surprised if he develops a second finisher.
Yeah. I thought he was going to go out to that punt. Remember we talked about it when he came back?
They talked about that, yeah.
Remember, I was like, I don't think he's going to do the RKO.
And he is RKOing everybody. Like, everybody.
Okay, he's going to do it. Nope, he's still doing it out of nowhere. He's catching motherfuckers off the air. He did one, I think, off the top rope. I'm like, what the? Okay.
So, another match that I don't necessarily think went correctly was Tony Storm
Tony Storm.
beating Thunder Rosa.
Because again, who they got? I hate. I don't hate to say it. I know what the fuck they're waiting for.
Jamie Hayter to come back. Mercedes Moné. So that no.
I didn't think about Jamie, but yes. Who else has been gone?
Oh, Britt Baker. Yeah, of course. And yes, she will immediately be put in a top spot. Roderick Strong beats Kyle O'Reilly in a match that I really like.
Shouldn't have happened.
But I'm okay with Roderick winning that match because I just don't think that it should have been against Kyle O'Reilly. I think it should have been against like Orange Cassidy or somebody, like a return bout.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing.
We talked about the tag team.
House of Black ended up beating Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Briscoe. And I'm totally fine with that because it's the team versus three regular people, right? Like, yeah, you want them to sit there.
And they're also building Brody and Copeland. They won't.
It does look like that, although it's Black versus Copeland.
I thought it was gonna be. I thought said Brody. It was either.
No, it's definitely Black because they kept them away from each other, and then finally when it erupted when they finally got.
Black's gonna take that belt from him. Black's gonna be the one.
I would hope, but otherwise, I think Black should leave as soon as his contract's up.
Go with his wife.
And yes, let's talk about the main event. It started with Prince Nana actually giving Swerve Jimmy Rave's robe.
Yeah, I read that. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. And I didn't realize Nana. I forgot Nana was an ROH and was Rave's manager. That's like when they gave Rocky Apollo's robe. Remember that?
Yeah, it is. And by the way, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I'm connected with Nana on LinkedIn.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, because he used to actually have a pretty decent spot in the Sinclair wrestling group side. Swerve was actually wearing Black Panther style gear, which was indicative of what the match actually was supposed to mean. The coming of age, the coming of the new king,
first African American to win that belt too, and
they put on a hell of a show. Like it was incredible. I'm not gonna say it made me forget the Young Bucks versus.
What?
It says I have a new message from you on something.
I didn't see a new message.
It might just be old.
Oh.
But. Oh, we got tons of we got Joe McClain and we got Michael Turner both commenting, but
again, like I said,
but Swerve is their top draw right now, so he should be the guy.
Well,
and
from what I read, even in the pre-show, they're all Swerve's house, even before all the way. So we know that these pay-per-views are 18 hours long. So even from the beginning, they're like Swerve's house.
Now, here's an interesting thing that I heard from the internet today. Someone was saying now that you've got 8 pay-per-views a year, they don't all need to be 5 hours. And not only do they not need to be 5 hours, they also don't need to be $50. Like
WWE's got me spoiled. I was watching on people. They need to land on a subscribing thing that they can do what WWE is doing.
I agree. And I think they have enough content now based on all the different shows they've ever done to where people could actually go, oh, well, let me look at the AEW button on this streaming service, Max, or on this.
All the ROH
He's got all of the library from that. Yeah. So, I mean, there's tons of stuff that they could do. And I don't know if Tony Khan spread himself too thin because it's only him in charge of everything or what the deal is. But, it's time to have someone talking about that because I can't do it, man. I don't pay $50 for the pay-per-view. I watch them, but I don't pay for them. And I'm not going to tell you how I do it.
But like I was saying before, though, back to the Mercedes Moné and the whole, I just thought that was classy of Joe to roll out of the ring and let him have his moment.
Yeah.
And if he's going to confront him, maybe confront him Wednesday. But at that point in time, let Swerve have his moment.
Well, and let's give Joe the credit that he deserves here. He was a great transition
Yes.
champion. He got one defense against two great competitors,
Yeah.
and then dropped the belt. Like, this is the first time that belt has been dropped this fast.
Mhm.
Like, normally it
Because
goes
he held it back from what they
November, I think.
November?
November.
No, December, because he beat MJF at
at World's End. Yeah. So it was late December.
Yeah.
So he had 4 months,
Mhm.
which is the shortest title
Yeah.
reign of any of them.
Because MJF had the longest, and he had what?
A year and and if it wasn't a year, it was just under a year or whatever.
No, he made it to a year, and he lost it to Joe.
Right, he made it 13 months because it was November to the following December. But yeah, there's all that. All right, I want to talk about something WWE related that is not, and we can talk about, obviously, next week or Friday starts the draft.
Mm-hmm.
We'll obviously talk about the Rhea Ripley injury. Because I have an idea of where they could take that story. I posted it online in the group today. But the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to WWE was, did you notice during the Fatal four-way tag team match when people started breaking out their phones and turning the lights on? And then they backed it out and they showed all the fireflies.
Yeah. Did you also know that?
Yeah, during the Triple H walking up the QR code.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay.
Tonight is the date. I don't know if it was a year or two ago that the Funhouse debuted, which is why they're thinking tonight.
Tonight's the night that they show up.
Yeah.
Well, we can say that Matt Hardy's not part of it.
That was so fucking good. I hurt my feelings.
The truth is, Matt Hardy can still be a part of it.
He went back. He was back at AEW.
No. TNA. But the interesting thing about that is that we know that Nick Khan and Triple H have said we're willing to work with other companies. So maybe they know that they're not going to use him yet, so they're allowing him to be used by somewhere else.
I think he's ready to get out of AEW.
Oh, he was definitely ready to get out of AEW.
You might be talking about going.
Well, his contract was up. He's now.
That's what I'm saying. But you saying AEW is willing to?
No. WWE. I said Nick Khan.
Oh, Nick. Okay.
Triple H.
I think that, and Hardy has said it. Both Hardys, their end game is they want to retire in WWE. So they'll do this AEW. Not AEW. I keep saying that. He'll do this TNA thing. I think he's going to end in WWE.
They'll end as Hall of Famers regardless of what they do, right? The question though is whether or not TNA is currently working with WWE and allowing the contract to basically be used in TNA so that he can at least get.
Well, they're playing with a little bit because remember they let Jordan Grace.
That's what I'm talking about.
Rumble. Yes, yeah.
So we keep talking about this Wyatt Six and whether or not Broken Matt Hardy is going to be part of it, or Woken Matt Hardy in WWE,
because he did team with Brock, the Eater of
with Wyatt,
yeah.
So there's a possibility that he could still be part of that. And that's all I'm saying is he could be part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And WWE could be allowing him to be used by the other company while they're not using it.
I got you.
Correct. And that's specifically what I want to talk about there. But I found it really weird that during that match, and they didn't mention it at all during commentary, that they started backing out from it and they started showing all the lights. They didn't turn the lights out in the arena. But so it had to have been on like the big screen.
And I think if it was Raw or SmackDown, it would glitch. And they said if you froze it at the right place, it said hello.
So that was like 2 weeks ago on Raw. Bronson Reed was coming down to the ring, and at the bottom of the screen, it said hello. And
then it glitched again, but it didn't say anything last week or either Monday or Friday. I can't remember what night it was.
Well, on Friday, it glitched as Triple H was walking into the ring, and there was a big QR code that showed up like right dead faced in the middle of the screen. But it was after that. And after Nick Aldis said that match starts now, then all of a sudden they all started thousands of people had their cameras out. And I don't know if it was because of the QR code and they saw it on the big screen there, or if it was because on the screen, like the screen above the ring or whatever, it said, get your fireflies out or something,
Right.
like never mentioned though.
Right.
Pretty interesting.
Okay.
And I don't know how I personally feel about the idea of Uncle Howdy or whoever it's going to be showing up. Obviously, it sounds like Eric Rowan is definitely part of it. It sounds like Alexa Bliss is back to being part of it.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman was perfect. I mean, he hasn't been used since May of last year. Now he did have neck surgery, so who knows if he's ready to come back? But he might be ready to come back and just go.
Dexter Lumis would be good in that.
Dexter Lumis would be great in that group. You're absolutely right. So it'd be interesting to see what they do there. If the family comes tonight, I think they become the new Judgment Day. So, Michael, I'm not sure about that, but I will say this. I want to talk about Judgment Day. Because Michael actually posted something in our Facebook group that showed Liv Morgan holding the Women's World Championship as part of Judgment Day.
She wants everything Liv had. Rhea had.
But what I want to say is there's two storylines where they could easily run these for a good long while and get some really good traction that will blow people's minds. And Judgment Day is one of them. If Liv Morgan wins the Battle Royal tonight for the Women's World Championship,
I think that's a high probability.
They could run a storyline where it looks like Dom keeps trying to get at her, right? And then all of a sudden, when he finally does get ready to do something, he drops to his knees and he calls her mommy. And if he were to do that, she is going to get booed out of the building in the perfect heel turn. And dude, I'm all about it.
And what was the other one?
The other one comes to deal with Solo.
Oh, okay.
So you mind if I talk about that one real quick?
No.
All right. So last week we had Solo come out with his new MFT, right? Motherfucking Tonga.
Is that what it is?
No. It's supposed to be my family tree.
Okay.
So
I didn't know what
it's
it was.
his family tree, right?
Okay.
But if you remember when Paul Heyman kept going, this is not by order of the tribal chief. This is not by order of the tribal chief. Solo kept going by order of the tribal chief, right? So Solo made it sound like Solo is the tribal chief. I don't think that's the end game. I think Solo is under orders of the new tribal chief.
I read about your thing online. Yeah.
And for those that did not, I think that The Rock, the final boss, is now the one who's starting his own chiefdom. And has said, now that Roman's lost, The Rock didn't lose at WrestleMania.
True.
The Rock gets claim to the tribal chiefdom. And Solo, being who he is, jumped on board. Now, on top of that, I want to point out that this would allow for the perfect war game scenario in
because their other brother should come
November. Because I think it means Jacob Fatu would end up joining Solo and Tonga, as well as The Rock. So that gives you 4, right? You'd need a 5th. I don't know who it'll be yet. Whatever.
Not necessarily the 5th. You can do a 4-way.
You could do 4 on 4. What I do think that it allows for, though, is when Roman comes back, Roman sits there and says, we have to have a family meeting. And he brings in The Rock. And The Rock looks like The Rock's going to help Roman. And then The Rock beats down Roman. And that really sets everything up, because then you have the Usos come out to help Roman, right? And the Usos come out to help Roman. That makes it 4 on 3. And then Sami Zayn comes out to help the original bloodline. And you have your 4 on 4. And that is what leads to Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania, where what we finally get is Roman as the babyface that the WWE has always wanted.
Yeah.
And The Rock continuing this final boss character, which, let's be honest, is probably the best he's been.
I don't know. I think it's that 90s Hollywood Rock just turned up a little
Well,
bit.
that was like 2001 Hollywood
Okay,
Rock.
yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's the Hollywood Rock. He just cranked it up more.
But it became better. And, if you want to make it 5-on-5, Cody Rhodes could be the 5th member of the actual Bloodline team because The Rock wants something to do with Cody Rhodes, right? So you can do all of that. And then you just have to find a 5th member of the Rock squad, and
I did it for The Rock.
God, don't bring Rikishi back, please.
I did it for The Rock.
Hell, I would rather Haku comes back for one more match. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of where I think that they're going with all that.
What do we got going on here?
I don't think it will be Liv tonight. I think it's to be someone you don't see coming. Honestly,
I hope it's Shayna. Is Shayna in it?
I hope so. But Shayna would be the one that I would do, and I would have her immediately go on a tear.
Yes.
And it would be and it would be every week she's out there, she's having a match with somebody, and she looks like she's breaking arms.
Yes.
That's what I would do on a weekly basis, like she did in NXT for 2 years.
Until Rhea gets back.
Sure. I mean, maybe, but they're gonna have to do Liv versus Rhea.
So Liv, but if she doesn't win tonight, she'd have to figure out a way to win that title before Rhea got back.
Not necessarily, but
for the title.
But it doesn't have to be for the title. Or they could move Liv over to the other show and have her beat Bayley.
Well, I think it would be better and continuity wise if Liv did have that title because she's remember she's on a revenge tour and she said, I want everything you had.
Yeah.
So if she got that fucking belt.
Well, now does she want a bad shoulder?
No. Probably don't want Dom either, but
I mean, she'll take Dom though.
Whatever.
If he's kneeling down in front of her, yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, that's really all I got for wrestling.
Yeah.
There was TNA had their Rebellion pay-per-view.
I didn't watch that either.
So Sami Callihan came back.
Yes.
Sami Callihan came back. Matt Hardy obviously came back. Moose beat Dolph.
Yeah.
Or Nick Nemeth, which I'm okay with.
Saw that coming.
I'm okay with. Although Matt Hardy comes back and immediately takes out Moose, so it's like, so you just have to go away for a while. You get a title shot.
Yeah. Jordan Grace kept her title, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sean Merriman showed up, and I
Who
think
was that?
he's a former NFL player.
That's what
So when he left the NFL, he went into the Performance Center.
Okay.
And he was wrestling
That makes sense.
and learning how to do all that. WWE used him at WrestleMania one year, not as like a performer, but as
security or some shit.
No, as someone who would go up and interview people or.
Oh, okay.
That reminds me, the one thing I do want to talk about WWE.
Oh, that's one that reminds me of that pay-per-view too that I wanted to talk about.
Well, I was going to say Chad Gable.
Okay. Turning heel.
Did it as Sami Zayn beat him. The rumor is he's going to start a new heel stable.
So no more Otis and Maxine.
Or
that's nasty. Tozawa.
Or Tozawa. And rumored to be the Creed brothers.
Oh shit.
Possibly Ivy Nile.
They need to bring up Damon Kemp.
And Gable Steveson.
Oh fuck. Damon's brother. Oh shit.
Is the rumor. That's nasty.
That's no joke, dude. Shit. Damn.
That's the rumors. And
Damn.
There's a rumor they could show up tonight. And
if Ivy Nile is heel, The pit bull. She could be, and I know she's small, but she could be a damn WWF.
She's a monster, dude.
She could be the women's champ.
She's a monster.
What the fucking? Ooh, what is she in that?
What?
That Royal Rumble thing?
Maybe. I don't know who's in it.
Well, we need to fucking.
Well, we're gonna watch the Deadpool trailer,
well,
and then we can catch up on some Monday Night Raw before you go home.
Yeah.
But otherwise, any TV shows or anything you've been watching?
No, I want to go back.
Oh, you got some wrestling.
To the
Do you hear him?
TNA, the TNA. Back it up. The TNA pay-per-view. So it was Kazarian and Eric Young. I want to talk about this spot where he did the flex capacitor off the top rope on Eric Young through a table, and as soon as he did it, it split Eric's ear. They had to actually have plastic surgery to put the ear back on. He's bleeding. So I mean, and as soon as they landed, I can show you the video. You just see just the fucking blood just gushing. This was a AEW move. You know how we talk about how unsafe.
There was a chant during the FTR versus Young Bucks match last night that was said, "Please be safe. Please be safe."
They should have said that during this match. And I get, but see, Young and Kazarian.
So please be careful. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Please be careful.
Young and Kazarian though, they are pretty much
20 year.
I think
veterans.
this was just a freak accident.
Sure.
But damn, and it's because when he did it on the table, they damn near missed the table, so he caught the lip as it was breaking. That's what caught him. That's what cut him.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been that rubber strip. It could have been.
But yeah, I want to say
or the plastic.
I saw that video. I was like, oh fuck no.
Yeah,
No.
Over the past couple months, I've now seen things like the neon bulb spots. I've seen flaming tables, and I've been 10 feet away from these things. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're ever near the neon bulbs getting busted,
Don't do it.
get as far away from it as possible because you don't want to breathe that shit.
No.
Okay.
At all, because it's fiberglass and all that shit.
And that shit doesn't go away.
No.
Like if you get it in your lungs, it's there forever. I've seen this stuff, and I don't think it's necessary. I remember being an ECW fan. I remember owning the DVDs of Mick Foley in Japan and in flaming death matches.
Yep.
And yet I sit here today and I go, it's too much. You don't need it.
At all.
And it's because there's too many matches in one card that do it. And they keep doing it.
Nobody stops them. Nobody said, hey.
David Arquette almost died in the ring when he was against Nick Gage. Because Nick Gage took the open side of the tube from a neon tube and shoved it into his throat.
Then the pizza cutter guy, whatever his name.
That's Nick Gage. That's what I'm saying. Nick Gage went to prison for drug use and everything else. And yet people are okay with him sitting there pulling out a pizza cutter and cutting them with it. He's literally trying to kill people. Anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox there.
I don't see how that was that GCW.
Yeah.
That's what puts the stigma on wrestling, right? And then you got that's not wrestling. That's just
assault. it's
I don't
gang warfare. It's assault, dude.
There's a difference in what Foley did back in the day.
Yeah.
Than what they're doing now. Now they're just, at least Foley, they knew what they were doing. They were being, now they're just like, hey, I'm just going to slam you through all these glass panes.
I don't even think Foley needed to do it.
But you know what I meant. I think it was planned out more. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But you know
the
what I mean?
explosions weren't meant to actually physically impale people.
Yes.
And you're 100% right. In fact, I want to point out when Jason and I went to the small one just down the road from here, not not the
You
one
know
that
GDW?
No. It was Elevation Pro. And when they did the light bulb spot, he had friends there, and his friend was like, "So how did they do that and not get hurt?" And we were like, "They didn't. They got hurt.
You get fucked up."
And she was like, no, it had to be fake. And it's like,
no, it's not.
No, those light bulbs are real light bulbs. Like, could you do sugar glass light bulbs? Sure. Did they? No. They can't afford sugar glass. and I mean, I was literally like, didn't you see the blood coming out of it? That was real blood. Like,
what do you think that was? Like the packets?
And some people would say yes, but they the 4 people that he saw there that
I do want to say it was terrible. The collision that they had, it was Danielson. It was the bunkhouse match. It was Danielson and Cesaro. I keep saying Cesaro, but I know
Claudio.
Who were they fighting? It was Will Hobbs and
it was the Don Callis family. Yeah, yeah.
This is what I mean. It was a good match,
and it wasn't Takeshita or Will Hobbs. It was Takeshita and
the other
Aussie Open guy. Yeah,
it wasn't until Danielson got knocked out of the ring, right? And he was going to go back in the ring, and the Aussie whatever threw like a trash can and hit him in the face. And as he was landing, you saw him go to his wrist, right? I'm like, and they kept the camera off of him. And as soon as they got back, Danielson's busted open. That camera had bad timing because you saw him as he was landing go for his wrist. And I knew exactly what he was about to fucking do. And then they went back to him like, that shit like that. It's not even...
I always
see it coming.
I always thought about the blade in the wristband. Oh, you go like this once.
No, I saw, they tape. Then they put the blade on top of the tape,
and then they tape it again. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I would think you would tape one here or here. You wouldn't tape it here, but they tape it here.
And they tape it, and then they kind of take the blade down to where they can pull it out.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
Because I used to think the same thing. I'm like,
still stupid.
Somebody's gonna die.
Still stupid. Yeah. Any good shows you've been watching?
Have I been watching any shows? I've been going back and watching like stupid cartoon shit like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I did finish X-Men 97.
Up to date.
Yes.
The last 2 episodes. The last 2 have been incredible.
Is it done?
No, there's 10.
But just not coming back yet.
No.
Like how often do they? Okay.
Wednesdays.
So that watched. So
that episode 5 though.
Yes.
You sat there and you were like, what the fuck did I just watch? Yeah. And the producers are basically saying, you haven't seen shit yet. And it's like, what? Yeah.
Oh, God.
But you know what? I do want to say this about that. Every time I watch one of those episodes, there is still super cheeseball moments in each episode, including episodes 5 and 6, which have been excellent.
Mm-hmm.
There's still super cheeseball moments.
I'm trying to think what the cheeseball.
The dancing between Rogue and Magneto, super cheeseball moment. The classroom scene in episode 6 with Xavier sitting there taking up the class and the apple, super cheeseball moment. But probably the 2 best young, all ages cartoon episodes I've ever seen. Those 2 episodes. Wait, what?
It's imminent. I was reading. I saw the headline. The headline.
I mean, you want to break the news?
It looks like they have sound. I'm trying to say signed.
Signed.
They have signed
Jacob Fatu, and
that's the younger brother of Jimmy and Jay and Solo.
Yep.
So
who was working in MLW, currently working with Booker T in reality wrestling.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Sure. Then we'll get off of here. Did you watch the Scrum, whatever they do after the AEW?
I did not.
So you didn't see the Tony Storm thing?
No, I did not. What'd she do this time?
She came back.
Did she call out Wendy Richter again?
Part of no, she didn't. She didn't. She came out, and the way she came out, she was like pissed. She goes, I don't have time for stupid questions because I don't want to fucking be here. So I wrote up a thing, and she pulled this piece of paper out, and she's just reading this letter, and then she was like just going off, and apparently, I guess Nikki Bella had said she was going to sign, but she decided she didn't want to because it would take her away from her son. And she's like, yeah, and Nicole Garcia, you wanted to sign, but you saw that what I did here, and you knew you couldn't hold a pussy Senate candle towards me. I'm like, that bitch said pussy Senate candle. I was like, oh my God. She went off in this damn statement. And then she goes, and she finished reading, and then she goes, and if any of you have any questions after that, you're fucking stupid as you look. And she just sat back there, and it was like quiet. They didn't know what this, they were like, because she was so in character, but you couldn't, that line was there. You didn't know if she was really pissed off or if she was like putting on the show, right? So
right.
The reporters at first were like, and they goes, well, I got a question. And then one guy goes, hey, did you ever get that match that you wanted with Wendy Richter? and she just, and she had the fucking lipsticks. She looked crazy as hell. So then that's, and her hair was everywhere. So dude asked her the question. She just looked at Tony. She, like, you gonna answer that, motherfucker? And he was like, no. And he goes, you may be timeless, but she's not. We gotta watch that too. It was like a little 5-minute thing.
Oh,
yeah.
that's hilarious.
So yeah, we gotta watch. You gotta watch that part of the scrum with Tony Stone.
So I've been watching a show I've never watched before, and it's about 15 years old.
Oh, it's not that show I came over and watched with you.
No. I finished that.
Oh, okay.
What
show?
It's called Luther, and it's got Idris Elba in it. It was a BBC show.
I've been seeing that. I've been.
It's on Peacock.
I know. I got it on my. You know, you put it on my list to watch.
Yep. It's awesome.
Okay, I need to check that out then.
And by the way, it is straight up cop drama, mentalist type shit, right?
Okay.
There's no jokes or anything. Okay, like almost every show today would have jokes in it at some point, somewhere, whatever.
It's just serious
shit. It is, but something made me pop in it. Okay, in like episode like 3 of the very first season, there was 5 seasons, which by the way sounds like a lot, but here's how it works. The first season was like 10 episodes because Idris Elba was nobody when it first came out.
Right.
Then season 2 was like 5 episodes. Season 3 was like 4 episodes.
Then he got hot.
Season 4 was 2 episodes. And season 5, I think, is like 4 or 5 episodes, and I haven't gotten to season 5 yet. In fact, I still have some of season 4 left to do. But something made me pop. Okay. And there's an episode where there's a character actor who's in a lot of different stuff, and when you see him, you go, I know that guy. I don't know what his name is. He's in a lot of shit. And you're always like, oh, that guy. Well, he's American. So all of a sudden, his partner sits there and goes, is there anybody I should call to find out about this American? And he goes, yeah, you need to call Detective Munch out of the Special Victims Unit in New York.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
He sits there and he says, call Detective Munch. He's in the New York Special Victims Unit. He'll be able to get you the information you need. And later on in the episode, he goes, did you call Munch? And he goes, yeah, he got me everything I needed. It's like, yes, of course he did. It's fucking Richard Belzer. Yes. So it just meant that this show is in that combined, connected universe with all the Dick Wolf shows, with Homicide.
What about the fucking Resident Alien? Because he's damn.
Is he actually Munch in it?
No, that's how he learned, because he's an alien, so that's how he learned.
Right. So yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was it Munch? But he's. It's Law and Order. I know he's addicted to, and one of the characters he's addicted to. But Munch has been on Homicide. He's been on all
Life in the City or whatever it was called. He's been in SVU. He's been in Sesame Street. He's been like Detective Munch is in all of these shared universes, man. Like he's the same guy everywhere.
I'm done.
It was awesome.
I'm done. That is funny.
So that shit popped me. Although they only mentioned him once, so I was hoping that like you were gonna get like a scene where it would actually show him on the phone with them. Never happened.
Is it much that he learned from?
I think it is. But yeah, so I've been watching that. I got a couple more episodes to go with that.
Just says he watching reruns of Law and Order. Didn't really say who was. Damn it.
But yeah, Homicide, like life in the City or whatever it was called,
Yeah.
was like the first one, and then they moved him over to Law and Order.
Yeah.
Same character, same like just interweaving through it. But he, like I said, he's been on Sesame Street as
That is
Detective
funny.
Munch.
That is funny.
So yeah,
All right.
obviously we got the draft next week. We've got in an hour, I assume we're gonna actually have the Women's World Championship decided as to who's going to be the new Raw Women's Champion.
I'm sure at the top of the hour, if the
Firefly Funhouse.
It's probably top of this hour. So.
Yeah, could be.
All right.
Lots of different stuff going on. Obviously, the draft starts Friday. I would assume you're gonna see a couple of the championships move shows.
You think?
The nice thing about it now is that none of the championships are labeled specifically to the show.
Yes, I think that's why
so
they did it.
Can be bounced around, and that's exactly why they did it. Don't be surprised if we see some new faces. Don't be surprised if we see some returning faces.
Do we think Tiffy goes to Raw?
No, unless Bailey goes to Raw. Because I'll tell you, Friday night,
yeah,
Tiffy showed out, bro. Tiffy is if she can do inside the ring what she's been doing outside the ring, she's going to be a mainstay for as long as they can keep her. But she is incredible.
Mandy Rose.
Absolutely. She's picked up where Mandy Rose was. And I mean superstardom. Like yeah.
And I'm sorry, on SmackDown too, when they had the tag team champs sitting up in there, I told somebody they're gonna fucking make Bianca and fucking Jade a tag team.
Yeah, well they already started that.
Yes, I'm saying so. But that Friday kind of like sealed it for me. I'm like, yeah, there we go.
Well, they were doing that. I'm trying to think of anything else that might have happened.
No.
Obviously, like I said, Gable. I think we're gonna see the start of something there.
I hope it's tonight. All right,
folks. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. Sorry we were late.
And we rambled.
Mainly my fault. Actually, we're still out of here in under an hour and a half.
Cool.
So, with that said, folks, we are gonna sign off. I have brand new endings for the show as well.
Here we go.
So folks, Michael, Joe, both of them, Sketchy LaJoe.
Thank you.
Everybody that showed up tonight, thank you so much. If you get a chance, if you wanna support the show, we have New Year. A lot of it. I posted 10 different logos that now can be made into t-shirts and everything. So just follow the link as you see it show up. As you can see in the top right corner, that's one of the logos. And folks, we are, if I can find where it says ending. Does anyone say ending? None of them say ending, do they?
Did you not make endings?
Oh, I might have forgotten to post it though. Anyways. Oh, no, they're there. Oh, okay. They're there. Folks, we're out of here. Thanks so much. Thank you to Adam's House Cat for a theme song. You can follow him on Twitter. Hootie Fan. It's not. Hootie Fan 91. You can follow me on Twitter at Potchak. You can follow him on Instagram at SC Tino. You can follow me on Instagram at Rob Potchak or Rob Potsy Potchak. Twitter or Twitch, Rob Potsy Potchak. TikTok, we're all over the place. Yeah. So with that, guys, I see Joe saying we had a good show. I want to thank you for that. And we are out of here. Thank you, guys.